Hi guys, my name's Gina. So this is my first time vlogging. I'm gonna introduce myself a little bit, tell you about myself. So I'm 23 years old. I love traveling. I've been to 30 countries so far. My favorite is Italy. I am a photographer, writer. I have a blog by the same name as my YouTube channel, and I am sharing some big news. I recently found out that I got accepted to the English program in Korea, and I'm moving to Chungbuk, South Korea in 1 month. I wanted to tell you guys about the program and the application process, and then in the future I want to do more vlogs about my experience living in Korea, living as a vegan in Korea, you know, teaching, moving to a new country and adjusting to the culture, and hopefully inspire some of you guys who want to teach in a foreign country. So this video is going to be all about the Epik program and the application process. So I initially picked Korea because of the teaching benefits and the low cost of living, but now that I'm learning more about it, I'm really excited to get involved in the culture, the different traditions, holidays, food, all of that kind of stuff, and travel around the country. It looks so beautiful. The teaching programs in East Asian countries like Korea, China, Japan, Taiwan are going to be the best for people who want to save money or maybe have debt to pay off, because you get paid really decently and you don't have that many bills, but the cost of living is also really low. In some other countries in Europe or Latin America, you get paid just enough to live, so it's harder to save money, it's harder to go there if you have student loans. So if you're looking for the best option to save money, a country like South Korea is really the best place to go. So in Korea you can apply to public schools or private schools called hagwons. They start the school year in March, so you'll come in late February to start teaching and training for teaching. And then they pick up again in September, so there's another intake around late August. Some of the benefits for English teachers in Korea include flight reimbursement. So you get 1.3 million won to reimburse your flights on the way there and on the way back, which is about $1,100. So that's more than enough for a flight. I think last minute flight to Korea might be on the pricier side, but coming home you could easily find a flight for $500–600, so you'll have leftover money. So with the Epik program, you get a furnished apartment in the city or province that you'll be placed in, and you have to pay your utilities and stuff, but you don't have to worry about rent, which is knocking off a huge cost and allowing you to save more. You also get a monthly salary ranging from 1.8 million won to 2.7 million won, depending on your qualifications and how many years of experience you have. So there are also other incentives to get paid more, like if you work in more than one school you can get a bonus, or if you live in a rural area. So I'm living in Chungbuk, which is a rural province in the center of the country. I picked it mainly because it's central and it's easy to travel to different cities in Korea, but the extra pay is also a really nice bonus. The living expenses that you're going to be responsible for include groceries, utilities, cell phone plan, transportation expenses, and then, you know, travel and living expenses. You also get 300,000 won, which is $250 for relocation costs. So this is to cover necessities you'll need for an apartment, like new pots and pans, towels, bed sheets, all that kind of stuff. You'll also have national health care, which you pay a 2.9% tax from your salary for, and then your job pays the other half. And that national health care is really good. It covers pretty much anything with a little bit of co-pays, but I've been doing some research, and just an example that I found is that the average cost of a dentist appointment is about 70,000 won or $60, and then you have a 30% copay, so you'll be paying $18 for a dental cleaning, which is really reasonable compared to the United States, obviously. And then they also have a copay cap, so you can't be charged more than $2,500 in a 6-month period. So if anything major were to happen, if you were to have a major medical emergency or need surgery or anything like that, the most that you're going to be required to pay out of pocket is $2,500. So they also have a national pension program for everyone working in Korea, and you are required to pay 4.5% of your salary to that, and then your employer is required to match your 4.5% contribution. So every year in Korea you'll have about $2,200 going into that pension, which you can take out once you go back to the US and use it to get back on your feet until you find a job in the US. So you also get a contract completion bonus at the end of your contract, which is 1 year long, and that's about an extra 1 month salary of pay, again, to help you get back on your feet in the US. But if you decide to stay another year and renew your contract, you get a 2 million won bonus, which is about $1,700, and then you also get a raise to the next level of pay for every year that you stay. And another great thing is that you don't have to pay taxes in the US while you're in Korea for the first 2 years. Some of the requirements to apply for the program are a bachelor's degree, which can be in any subject, and then you also need a TEFL certificate or a teaching license, which you can easily get a TEFL certificate online, and you need to be from an English-speaking country, so US, Canada, UK, Ireland, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. But you don't need to know Korean to get a teaching position in Korea, because you'll be in the classroom with a co-teacher who can speak to the students in Korean. Although I do want to learn Korean, I think it'll be a good opportunity to practice a language with native speakers, and I have heard that it's one of the easier non-Latin script languages for English speakers to learn. So the application process can seem really intimidating. There's a lot of different steps to it, but you can go through a recruiter like I did, just to have an extra set of eyes on everything you're sending in and make sure everything looks good. I had an application fee of about $60 through the recruiter, but I had it waived because of the affiliation with the TEFL certificate that I got. That fee essentially goes to shipping your documents to and from Korea, and then the tracking number so it doesn't get lost, and you also get a t-shirt at the end of the application process. So you need 2 letters of recommendation if you're applying. You can get these from teachers, mentors, employers, and you just need somebody who's going to help you showcase your talents and abilities. And then you need a federal background check through the FBI with fingerprints, and once you get that, you're going to have to get an apostille on it, which is just like a fancy government stamp that proves it's an official document, and you can either send that into the Office of Authentication through a courier service, which is $50 to $80 depending on where you go, and they take it to the office in Washington for you, or you can take it to Washington yourself and just pay the $15 fee if you live nearby. And the thing that you need to remember is that you can't get your background check until 6 months before moving to Korea. If you're applying for the August 2020 program, you don't want to start getting your background check until the beginning of March, just to play it safe. You're also going to need a copy of your diploma notarized, and you also have to get an apostille on this from your Department of State. So you can either take it to the Department of State yourself, or you can just send it in to them in the mail, and it costs $15 in Pennsylvania at least. I don't know if it's different in every state. And then you need 1 copy of your transcripts to send in, and that's just, I think at my university, $10. And then as for startup costs, excluding the application costs, you need about $1,000. The Korean E2 visa that you need costs $45, and then you need to get a alien residence card, which is $25, and a health check, and since your insurance hasn't kicked in yet, that's going to cost $85 when you get there. And then you just need the rest for the first month of living before you get your paycheck. I've read online that people can do it for less, like $500 to $1,000, but the Epik program recommends $1,000 to start. yeah, so that's kind of the application process and the requirements. I hope this helps anybody who's interested in moving to Korea and working with the Epik program. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. If you have any questions about the application, you can comment below, or if you have any topics that you want to talk about with moving to Korea in a future video. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. I'll put the links below. And I'll put the links below for the Epik program, the recruiter that I went through, the TEFL that I got, so that you can start getting ready to apply to teach in South Korea maybe. Okay, it was nice talking to you. Bye.